Good evening, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Game of Cryptos. I hope you guys are all doing well. As you can see, Bitcoin is around 60,000, almost getting to 61. So for those of you that bought this dip a couple days ago, congratulations. You are now up and our portfolio should be seeing more green. From today's video, I just wanted to go over, if you're someone that is still continuously trying to build their portfolio, if you're someone who's starting today building a portfolio, I just want to go over actually a couple cryptos, a couple narratives, things that I would want to look at if I was, getting into crypto right now, or if I was someone that was still just trying to continuously build their portfolio to make it as good as possible to make the most money in this bull run. And again, as you can see across the board right now, a lot of the altcoins are up. Bitcoin's up 10% over the last 24 hours. Ethereum almost 12%. Solana 9%. The list goes on and on as you go down. Some of your favorite altcoins are in the green. Caspa up almost 13%. Pepe's almost 16%. So that is really good. Again, those of you that have, dollar cost averaging, DCAing into the market, that is starting to pay off. And that's why, a lot of the times you hear us YouTubers say, in those moments of capitulation, in those moments when you see red, those are the moments that you kind of just got to hold down the fort and just weather the storm, because there are going to be sunnier days later. After the storms, the sun does come out. And obviously, this was a very scary point right here when we were getting down to the low 50s and around 49K. Obviously, a lot of fears that the market was going to go down to like 40,000, and obviously that means our altcoins would have just got absolutely obliterated. But again, in those situations, you can look at it as an opportunity to buy the dip, to get some of your favorite altcoins, to get some of your favorite cryptos even cheaper. Now, speaking of your favorite altcoins and buying the dip, when it comes to making a portfolio right now, you have to think about certain things. You have to think about, what is your level of risk that you are willing to take? Do you want something do you want more low risk? Do you want something that's medium risk? Do you want something that is high risk? So, for example, if you had like a low risk portfolio, that would look like something like having like the Bitcoin and Ethereum, some of those really big high caps in your portfolio. And again, that's like Bitcoin and Ethereum being like over 50 or something percent of your portfolio. Something more medium risk is going to be, those lower market capped cryptos, those cryptos that are maybe outside of the top 25 and lower. And then obviously you have your high risk plays, your meme coins, those market caps where they're less than 50 million or 100 million. So those are the things you have to think about when you are building a portfolio. You have to think about, okay, what is my risk tolerance? Am I someone that is okay with taking on more risk, or am I more like, am I more conservative route where I'm thinking more about, preservation and thinking more about like the Bitcoin route? Obviously, we want gains, but again, you just have to think about, okay, what is my risk? And definitely just realize, guys, that we are still early. Even though, we are in the middle of a bull run, even though it's 2024, we are still early. We haven't seen that parabolic, price action that we're so used to. Arguably, that the crazy part of the bull run where like you're getting, crazy returns overnight is usually like the last 2 or 3 months of the bull run. I don't think that we're nowhere near that, but we can still see a lot of upwards momentum until we see that crazy parabolic movement. I honestly think there's been a lot of talk that, people are predicting that the top of the market, we might see an initial peak around the election time is what I'm hearing other people think, so November time. That could be true, and then we might see a little bit of a retracement, but I'm going to still stick to thinking that we're going to have around like a 2-peak cycle where we're going to see an initial peak in, March, April of 2025, and then potentially that last peak a couple months later, maybe 5 months later in November, December of 2025. And when it comes to, making this portfolio, and again, just hanging in here, guys, I'm going to go over the cryptos that I would be looking into. Again, the cryptos I would be looking into if I were building a portfolio. The top 10 coins, you have to remember right now, they're lower risk, which means lower reward. So if you go on CoinMarketCap right now, you have, in your top 10, you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, you have USDT, that's a stable coin, you have BNB, you have Solana, again, you have another stable coin, USDC, you have XRP, you have Toncoin, Dogecoin, and Cardano right now at number 10. So right now, when you're looking at, as an investor, especially if you're new, you have to keep in mind market caps. Bitcoin at a $1.1 trillion market cap, it's the bigger the market cap, the harder it is that crypto, the more liquidity it's going to take, the more money it's going to take for those cryptos to get more return. It takes more money to move up those numbers. So, Bitcoin at a 1.1 trillion as opposed to Ethereum at 316 billion, it's going to be easier to, for instance, for like Ethereum to like 3x as opposed to something like Bitcoin 3xing. Again, I'm not saying that Bitcoin can't 3x, but you just have to keep that in mind. Or even a better example, you have like Solana at 73 billion. There's a greater chance that Solana is going to 3x over than Ethereum because it's going to take more money to move that, if that makes sense, guys. So when you're building your portfolios or when you're adding plays to your portfolios, again, think about market caps. That is a huge, huge thing to consider when it comes to the amount of returns you're expecting. So moving on, and again, the more returns, the more risk. So again, you gotta weigh out the risk to rewards. Yes, a crypto like a meme coin or a really low cap gaming coin, they can, maybe 50 or 100x, but you have to remember, the higher the risk, the higher reward, and it means it can. It doesn't mean it's going to. So sometimes when you're building a portfolio, you might want to just go with kind of those more for sure gains. But yeah, so moving on, this is a list that I made of, some of the bullish narratives going on in crypto, or, narratives that were at once, bullish back in like 2022, 2023, and then now in 2024. You have AI, DePIN, GPUs. You have gaming. You have your layer ones. Every bull run, there's layer ones that end up going crazy, like Solana in the last bull run, and then even right now, Solana going crazy. You have the Bitcoin and ETH layer 2s. You have meme coins. You have the Solana ecosystem. You have the AVAX ecosystem. And then you have the base ecosystem. And you have real world assets. So again, guys, when you are thinking about making your crypto portfolio, not only is it important to think of market cap, but think about the narrative. Is the crypto, always ask yourself, is a crypto that I'm investing in, is it in a bullish narrative? The way you have to think about this, you have to think about other people. You have to think outside of the box. Okay, what are other people going to be interested in when they start hearing about crypto? When Bitcoin is breaking new all-time highs, when it's past 73 and 74 and it's in price discovery and it's hitting 80, 90,000, you're going to see a lot of money and liquidity flood into the market. You're going to see a lot of cash flowing. The liquidity, and it's going to go into some of these more bullish narratives. So don't make things hard for yourself and find those really, hard to buy, hard to, really super, super specific cryptos. Get some of the more generic stuff that, other people already know about, something that already has a narrative, something that already has a community in it. It's very important. At this stage in the bull run, you kind of got to go with what is already established rather than trying to find something that, a project that necessarily just started. Because again, at this stage, you just don't know if it's going to work out. Excuse me. So here are, some of these cryptos you see on here are not necessarily the ones that I'm, this is what you're going to see in some of these categories are cryptos, either A, that I'm bullish on, or B, it's just cryptos that, other people in the crypto realm are, have talked about and have been bullish in, just to give you guys some ideas of, what you could be looking at. For AI, DePIN, decentralized physical infrastructure, and the GPU narrative, there's Bits and Sword Tau, you have Render, you have Solidus AI Tech, you have the ASI, and you have a Cash. Now again, this is not a full list. Obviously, there's way more AI plays, DePINs, but this is some of the ones that have been discussed about amongst a lot of the crypto realm, the crypto community. Some of my more favorite ones, though, however, for me personally, I'm a big fan of Tau, and I'm a big fan of Render. Those are actually in my crypto portfolio. Earlier on in the bull run, I did actually own some of Singularity Net and Ocean, but, sometimes when these merges happens, because I believe I'm not sure if the merge I'm not sure if the merge has happened yet, but sometimes people kind of lose faith in a lot of these projects when they merge, because it just kind of changes what you originally invested in as an investor in the first place. So again, I'm a big fan of Bits and Sword Tau and Render. You have Solidus AI Tech. I know a lot of other crypto YouTubers and people are into this. I do not own any of it. But again, when it comes to your crypto investments, you have to ask yourself, is this crypto new? Has it had a bull run? Is it in a bullish narrative? And, what's the market cap at? Is it high? Is it low? Is it medium? This is going to give you more idea to better to give yourself a better chance at getting returns in the cryptos that you invest in, because that's what we're here in the market for. We're here to invest. Again, guys, none of this is a financial advice. I'm not telling you go out and buy any of these, but this just kind of give you guys an overall generic look at potentials of what's going on in the market, what people are bullish on. I do know obviously a lot of things have had, retracements, but I do know Tau and Render are part of the the AI plays for like grayscales. So that is very bullish for these cryptos moving forward. Now, next category. A lot of you guys love the crypto gaming, and I know a lot of people lately have probably been slightly disappointed with crypto gaming because we haven't seen a lot of bullishness price action wise from crypto gaming in a while. We arguably saw more of that earlier in the year and then late last year, like October, November. But however, having that said, I still think that, crypto gaming is going to be really popular in later stages of this bull run. So again, not financial advice, but now could be a good time to still, start picking up on some of these plays. You have Miria, you have GFL, you have Nakamoto Games, you have OTK, you have Echelon Prime, then you have Shrapnel, and then you have OTG Off the Grid. I don't believe that's come out. That is going to be a first-person shooter game, and I know Off the Grid, for those of you that don't know, they're utilizing Avalanche's blockchain, which is really bullish for, the crypto realm, that you're getting more of a, something that's being pushed more worldwide, getting, crypto, some type of crypto adoption. And then you have the Gunzilla Games. Gunzilla Games is actually the people that are making OTG. So these are things that, again, not financial advice, not saying you need to invest in these, but this is just giving you an idea for, still some of the things that were once really popular that I still think people are going to come back to as this bull run continues. Again, Miria, GFL, Nakamoto Games. It's good to, as you can see from this selection, something that also when you're looking at cryptos to get into is not only like for gaming, they have like infrastructure plays, like the big communities where games are going to be built off of, something like a Miria or a GFL or Nakamoto Games. And then you have like something that's more of a specific type of game like Shrapnel or like OTG Off the Grid. So you can diversify within diversifying. So you can diversify each type of niche, like you're in L1s, gaming, AI, or whatever. And then within those L1s, now you can be in, the infrastructure plays or just a specific game. And then also something like high caps or low caps or, whatever, depending on your tolerance. Now, moving on to another really popular category, obviously, guys, L1s. And just going to admit, one of the most popular L1s, hands down right now, you have Kaspa. And then, obviously, Solana. Kaspa this is its first bull run. It's the trilemma solver, scalability, and security. At least that's its narrative. And it has yet to fail to prove that it can't do that. So as long as this narrative is still believable and people believe in it, Kaspa's still going to continue to see hype. And again, this is just a list of some of the L1s that I'm bullish on and or the ones that overall the crypto community have considered to seem bullish over time. Me personally, I'm invested in Kaspa, and I did have a lot more Solana earlier on in this bull run, but I did consolidate and put some of those gains into Kaspa, just full transparency. And I did own Injective, but I currently don't own it right now. But I will say, when it comes to Injective, Injective did actually, I wouldn't necessarily give up on Injective because it was one of the cryptos that was kind of moving by itself at one point, and it already had, it's one of the few cryptos that beat its all-time high from the last bull run. Very, very, that to me is something that's very impressive, and it's something that we shouldn't overlook. Injective, if you're still looking for, I don't know. I don't want to give crazy hopium price predictions, but I mean, I would say if you're someone that's looking for a minimum of a 5x Injective, just like I'll throw another one out there, and I did talk about this earlier. Render, another crypto that did surpass its old all-time high. Render was at back in 2021, and it reached around, what was that, $6-7. And we got it up to almost 14. So Render, again, look for those types of cryptos too. A lot of YouTubers will say, and even I've said it, you want to get in the newer plays because that's going to be where the more return is. Yes, that can be true, but also when you have cryptos like Render or Injective where they're showing strength and they're beating their old all-time highs, even before we get into the crazy part of the bull run, and arguably even before Bitcoin is putting in its real new all-time highs, that's something to think about. That means there is interest there. So I hope that is making sense. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, just going back to the L1s, Kaspa, Injective, Solana, really bullish. You have Avalanche. Avalanche has been really bullish overall because of the crypto gaming. And again, we're still waiting for crypto gaming to come back, but best believe when crypto gaming, has its run again, you're arguably going to see Avalanche, start doing really well. And then, you have those cryptos that people, are saying, this is going to be the Solana killer, Celestia, or Say, or I don't have it on here, but Sui. Only time will tell, but arguably, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like most of the momentum right now with L1s is mainly focused around Solana, Kaspa, and then, really it's like Solana and Kaspa. And then obviously if Solana gets a ETF, that's going to be even more bullish for something like Solana. And then obviously you have Kaspa with its smart contracts, and it's still yet to get its real tier 1 listings on, Coinbase, Binance, the spot. Once those happen, crypto.com, I still think we're really early when it comes to crypto investments. But again, consider all this when it comes to building your portfolios. And then we have Lithium, going to be a lower market cap play. But if you're looking for an L1 that is going to be more risk, more reward than something like Kaspa, but also more risk, you can look into Lithium. Again, not financial advice, but that's just something to think about. Another area that's been really popular that I know a lot of you guys like is the meme coins. Now, I don't have a crazy list of these memes because I'm not someone that does a crazy amount of research on meme coins, because they are the thing that can get people the most wrecked. They can get people the most rewards, but you can also the more reward, the more wrecked you can become. They're arguably the most volatile cryptos you can buy in all of crypto. But here are, a few selection of, some of the popular ones. You have Brett on Base, you have Pepe on Ethereum, and then you had Dog with Hat on Solana. I do not own any meme coins currently, but I do have my eyes on a couple, and to be honest, one of them is Brett. It has been looking really, really interesting. And again, at the end of this video, I don't know if I told you guys, but I am going to just kind of show you a mock portfolio of, what I would do right now if I, was starting a portfolio based on the knowledge that I have currently in the market. And then, so we're almost there to that point. One of the other ecosystems is the Bitcoin ecosystem. So things that are helping scaling Bitcoin, whether it's with payments or DeFi infrastructure. So something like Tectum and its payments and its soft notes, that has been overall really bullish over, especially, earlier in the year or late last year. Tectum got up to like $40 and it's retraced significantly, but I do think it will come back. Just same thing with Mint Layer. A lot of these infrastructure, a lot of these L2 plays for Bitcoin, I really do think are going to come back once Bitcoin is confidently bullish again. And when I mean confidently bullish, when we see Bitcoin break out of this range right here, we've just been range bound between 50 to 70K for forever, what it feels like. So, again, definitely, think about the Bitcoin ecosystem when it comes to potentially your crypto investments. Another one, now I was really bullish on this like last year and in 2022 when they first came out, like Optimism and Arbitrum, but it does just seem like there's been so much dilution, so many more, the dilution rate of the coins in the circulating supply. It kind of turned me off for expecting a lot of gains out of these. Now it could still happen, but if you are someone that is thinking about an ETH layer 2, Optimism, Arbitrum, definitely something to think about. And I just have Polygon right here just as a reminder. It just kind of goes to show you where some of those cryptos that were once really bullish, just like that, it can change. Because when Arbitrum and Optimism came out, it's like people completely forgot about Polygon, and I was one of those people. At first, I was all about Polygon, but then I heard Arbitrum, Optimism, and I was like, who needs Polygon when you have Optimism, Arbitrum? So it's very important to be very adaptive in crypto, because narratives and cryptos that were once hot can be not in an instant. So lastly, to wrap up this video, I wanted to just go over a little mock portfolio of, okay, what would I do right now if I had X amount of money and I could just, put it in certain place. This is it right here. So, as you can see, I have, and then over here to the right are just like, secondary options, things you could kind of substitute one in for another and whatnot. But I have Kaspa. Kaspa is going to be your L1 play, and it's going to be the L1 that can get you the more returns. So I think the way you should approach a portfolio is, let's say maybe you do 3 or 4 narratives. Try and pick the 2 best cryptos, the 2 cryptos that you think are the best, and those narratives that are going to get you the gains that you want. And so pick 2 from each type of narrative. So for me, if I was doing L1s, I would do Kaspa, and Kaspa is about a $4 billion market cap. Now, it is high in retrospective, obviously, when it first came out, but if you believe that Kaspa can go to to 40, 50 to 80 billion dollars, then you're still looking at 10, 20 X's. So I like Caspa in a portfolio. I do think Caspa, again, not financial advice, but if I was building a portfolio and if I was recommending a portfolio to someone getting into crypto, obviously, if you're not getting them into Bitcoin and Ethereum, I would tell them get yourself some Caspa. Another crypto I would tell them to get in is get yourself some Solana. Now, obviously, it would have been way better to get into Solana when Solana was down to $9 or $10 back in 2022 when everything crashed. You had the FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried stuff. Obviously, that would have been a way better time. But still, Solana could still, I've been hearing people think that Solana might go to $800,000. Hey, so 150, you can still get, what is that? Like if it's 200 and go, so you can still get maybe a 5x off of Solana potentially. If you're someone that has $25,000 portfolio and all you're looking is to get a 5x overall off of your portfolio, Solana could be one of those. So that's what I would do. I would add Solana. Another one I would put in is a scaling solution for Bitcoin, like a Bitcoin layer 2, and that would be Tectum. Tectum, again, with its soft note technology, I think is going to be really bullish. And again, once we see Bitcoin start becoming really bullish, people are going to kind of start taking those profits and put them more into those proxy plays that can get them more return. And I still think that Tectum is going to be one of those. Then moving on from there, my gaming play is going to be Miria. I think that Miria, you've had Alex Becker, Neo Tokyo. They've talked about Miria. They like it. I think that when the gaming plays start coming bullish again, a lot of people are going to flood in the Miria. Miria has never seen a bull run. So again, this could definitely get people a lot of liquidity because it's new and because people are looking for a play that is going to be the new Gala. And there's been a lot of talks that Miria could be that new Gala play. Gala went to, I believe, a $5 billion market cap. So that could leave run for things like Miria to like 50, 60, 70x. So I like Miria. Meme coin wise, I like Brett. So meme, we'll put a G here for gaming for Miria. I like Brett. I like Brett because I think that getting into Pepe right now it's not risky because I would say it's a blue chip meme coin, if you can say that. But to me, I'm saying I'm not getting the Pepe because I feel like I'm late. Since I haven't invested into any memes, if I'm going to invest in memes, I want to get a meme that I can get the most return on, and you're gonna get way more return on a meme that isn't even a $1 billion market cap than one that's like 7, 8. So I like Brett. I think it's going to be very bullish, and when people think of the base ecosystem and they're thinking of memes, Brett is going to be one of the first ones. So again, I would have that in my portfolio. And then for the last two, you can kind of mix these in between like an AI, DePIN, physical infrastructure play. I like Render and I like Tau. I like Render because of the GPUs. It's like the Airbnb of GPUs. So when the GPU power, compute power is not being used, it can be borrowed for people to do their projects, to render, their 2D, 3D images and make these videos. It uses up a lot of power. And Render can help with people being able to complete those types of tasks. And obviously, like I said, you have Grayscale backing this and you're going to be invested in this. So I love Render. And then BitTensor, Tau, machine learning, AI, one of the higher market caps when it comes to AI. But again, this is also in the in Grayscale scope, and because of that, I think it's going to get a lot of institutional adoption. And obviously maybe nothing crazy like you're seeing institutional adoption with like Ethereum and and whatnot, but I think that Tau, AI, we have no idea. AI hasn't really had ever a bull run, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see, what type of liquidity price action, these AI plays can get. And then again, to wrap up this video, obviously you have other options, things you can add in your portfolio: Injective, Lithium, GFL, Naka, again, the list goes on and on. This is just an example, but truly, if I was making a portfolio today, right now, this would be basically what my portfolio would look like. Obviously, some people can have Bitcoin and Ethereum in that as well for even more of a safety net, but if you ask me, it's not necessary. Just use something like Caspa and like Solana as your safety net, some of those higher market cap plays. But yeah, guys, this video ended up being way longer than I expected, but I hope you guys liked it, enjoyed it, learned something from it. Let me know in the comments, and I will catch you guys in the next video.